value is structured, mapping the mechanisms that transform latent assets into infrastructure. Introduction: the hidden architecture of value. Value, in its raw form, is often invisible. It resides in future cash flows, in human expertise, in passive data trails, in fleeting attention. But none of these have immediate economic utility until someone structures them. Securitization, tokenization, aggregation, and compression are not just financial or technical processes. They are the infrastructure of transformation. They make the intangible legible. They make the dormant useful. This is not a new thesis, as articulated in preemptive infrastructure theory, PIT. Systems that transform latent value into active coordination layers tend to endure, compound, and reshape markets. But in this exposition, we take a broader lens, not just to highlight which infrastructures are foundational, but to map how value becomes structured in the first place. Section 1. Forms of latent value. Before value is structured, it exists in a dormant or underutilized state. Here are 4 key forms. 1. Time-based value, future cash flows. A paycheck, a loan repayment schedule, a series of rental payments, these are time-locked flows of value. In isolation, they are illiquid and unpredictable, but when packaged and standardized, as in mortgage-backed securities, they become a stream others can invest in today. Latent form, deferred value. Structured form, present asset. 2. Expertise, compressed time. A skilled worker's resume is compressed decades of learning and practice. Platforms like recruitment agencies or B2B services essentially package compressed time and offer it on demand. Education systems, similarly, are time compression layers, years of collective human knowledge streamlined for rapid consumption. Latent form, potential. Structured form, access on demand. 3. Data as telemetry, clicks, views, purchases, biometric signals, location pings. Data is telemetry, live feedback from real-world systems. On its own, raw data is noise, but when structured, cleaned, and contextualized, it becomes market insight, personalization fuel, or even predictive intelligence. Latent form, unstructured signal. Structured form, operational feedback loop. 4. Attention as convertible energy. Every scroll, swipe, and watch is a unit of energy. Attention becomes convertible when structured into funnels: content, engagement, conversion. Platforms that route attention into buying power or network effects, e.g. social media ad exchanges, are effectively attention monetizers. Latent form, human focus. Structured form, behavioral yield. Section 2. Transformation mechanisms. Transforming latent value into structured value requires specific tools and protocols. These are the levers of modern economic design. 1. Securitization, from income to asset. Securitization converts future income streams into liquid, tradable instruments. This applies not only to mortgages, but also to royalties, insurance flows, or music catalog earnings. It collapses time risk into present value. Example: mortgage-backed securities, streaming royalty funds, revenue-based financing. 2. Tokenization, from object to liquid digital unit. Tokenization digitizes physical or conceptual assets, turning them into programmable units that can be transferred, fractionalized, or collateralized. It enables micro-liquidity and global reach. Example: tokenized real estate, tokenized art, tokenized intellectual property. 3. Aggregation, from signals to structured insight. When scattered data points are brought together and standardized, they become useful. Aggregation turns fragmented telemetry into decision-grade intelligence. Example: credit scores, health dashboards, market index funds, and AI model training sets. 4. Compression, from knowledge to utility. Compression takes high-volume, high-complexity input and distills it into compact, usable form. Education, software, legal templates, and even APIs serve as compression engines. Example: Code Academy for education, Zapier for automation, and ChatGPT as language compression of vast knowledge. This content is brought to you by Bobby Giggs. Promote your brand here and reach a wide audience across platforms like YouTube, Instagram, and Facebook. Follow the links in the description to get started. Section 3. Value delivery formats. Once value is structured, it must be delivered, and how it's delivered determines liquidity, control, and future potential. 1. Lump sum versus streaming. Do you pay out everything now, like selling a catalog or a home, or stream it over time, like royalties or subscriptions? The choice affects capital access, risk, and flexibility. Lump sum means immediate liquidity, but gives up future yield. Streaming means ongoing cash flow, but reduced upfront access. This trade-off is central to income securitization and recurring revenue models. 2. Liquidity versus control. Tokens and securitized instruments increase liquidity but often reduce direct control or custodianship. There's a spectrum between fully sovereign and delegated financialization. Example, tokenizing an artwork enables global trade but may lose context or provenance integrity. 3. Present monetization versus future leverage. Founders, creators, and builders often face a tension between monetizing now, through ads, subscriptions, or licensing, versus holding for later optionality, like equity, protocol tokens, or intellectual property compounding. Designing this trade-off is part of building sustainable infrastructure. Section 4. Embedded optionality. Structured systems often do more than deliver value. They embed future layers of value creation. This is where infrastructure stops being just a product and becomes a platform. 1. How new protocols create new layers. When a system standardizes interaction like HTTP ERC20 or Stripe's API, it becomes a base layer for future innovation. These systems don't just serve one purpose, they enable countless unforeseen ones. Example, Ethereum's token standard gave rise to decentralized finance, NFTs, DAOs, and more. 2. Why structured systems compound. Structure reduces entropy. With defined formats and channels, capital, attention, and labor can flow more easily. Systems that reduce friction accelerate coordination, and coordination is the multiplier of value. Example, Bitcoin's simplicity makes it predictable and composable, enabling financial instruments to be layered on top, like wrapped Bitcoin, the Lightning Network, or exchange-traded funds. Structure equals durability plus composability. Closing. Value is not found, it's structured. The world is not made of value, it's made of potential. Value only emerges when we structure it. When we recognize a latent signal, compress it, tokenize it, package it, and embed it into a system others can trust and use. From data to attention, from time to expertise, the most powerful products and protocols are those that transform unstructured signals into scalable infrastructure. This is how platforms win. This is how coordination compounds. This is how the future is built. So the next time you see a pile of messy inputs, pause. Ask not what it's worth, but how it could be structured.